This is the story of a secret weapon, a terrifying bluff, and a bomber gap that changed the world. It's a story that ultimately convinced Russia that the game was over. The year was 1955. The Cold War was at its absolute peak. The United States was gripped by a single, terrifying idea: the bomber gap. This was the belief that the Soviet Union was building long-range bombers faster than the US. Much faster. This fear began at the 1955 Tushino Air Show in Moscow. Western observers watched in shock. A new, massive Soviet jet bomber, the M4 Bison, flew overhead. A formation of 10 bombers appeared. Then, minutes later, another formation of 10, and then another. The math was horrifying. US Air Force intelligence sounded the alarm. They predicted the Soviets would soon have thousands of these bombers. They believed the US was hopelessly behind. Panic spread through Washington. The bomber gap became a terrifying political fact. America began a frantic, multi-billion-dollar rush to build more B-52s. The nuclear arms race accelerated dramatically. The world was pushed closer to the brink of war. But a few people at the CIA were skeptical. The numbers just did not add up. They needed a way to find the truth. They needed a secret weapon. This weapon was not a bomber. It was a revolutionary new aircraft. It was called the U-2. The U-2 was a spy plane, a Dragon Lady. It could fly at 70,000 feet. It was so high, it was invisible to Soviet radar and fighters. Starting in 1956, it began flying top-secret missions over the heart of Russia. Its cameras were so powerful they could read a newspaper from 13 miles up. President Eisenhower himself authorized the dangerous flights. The U-2 pilots flew over Soviet air bases, factories, and cities. They photographed everything. When the film was developed, it revealed a stunning truth. The bomber gap did not exist. It was a complete illusion. The Soviets had only a tiny handful of M4 Bison bombers. Those bombers were also plagued with technical problems. What had the West seen at the 1955 air show? It was a brilliant deception. The Soviets had flown their only squadron of bombers past the crowd. Then, they secretly circled around ... and flew past the crowd a second and third time. The U-2 proved the entire bomber gap was a myth. In reality, the US had a massive, overwhelming lead. This secret weapon, the U-2, had given the US the ultimate advantage. It knew the enemy's true strength. This story took its final turn in 1960. A U-2 flown by France's Gary Powers was finally shot down over Russia. The secret was out. This event was a diplomatic disaster for the United States. But it was a terrible moment for Russia. It was the event that convinced Russia of a devastating fact. The US had been watching them all along. The US knew their bluff was a lie. Proved the real gap was America's secret weapon in the sky.